Well, good morning everybody and welcome to a Sunday morning show from Cowdray Golf Club, and I will actually throw a bit of drone footage up for you because I should have done this intro down by the first tee because it does look absolutely spectacular, especially with the Cowdray house in the background, the ruin. This is one of the biggest estates, certainly in the south of England, and we're here today on a bit of a media day. I've been up for the last couple of days because I did some filming yesterday around the golf course and their new short course, which we're going to be going out onto during the day. But yeah, I've got a few things that I want to catch up with you with regards to the Sunday morning show. Obviously my trip to the Open Championship. I want to talk to you a little bit about my experience at Royal Troon, how I felt Royal Troon presented itself, how I felt the viewing was, because I've got a little bit that I want to talk about on that, and then talk a little bit about Cowdray here and share with you my experience, but also catch up with the people that work here to tell you what's new and improved about this wonderful facility. Are you course manager?
Course manager.
Course manager of the whole golf course, not the whole estate, but the whole golf course.
Whole golf course,
yeah. So we're going to go out and play the par 3 course in a moment.
Want to see Dan Hendriksen?
No. Give me the brief. How did it all unfold? Because it used to be here, didn't it?
Yeah, it used to be a par 3 course.
Yeah.
It was non-irrigated, and it was very rarely played because of the poor conditions. So what happened last August, with partnership with Profusion, they sent one of their shapers down, a guy called Shackle, with a wand digger, and my team worked alongside him. So we installed full irrigation, greens and fairways.
Yeah.
We built the greens to USGA specification.
You talk about a shaper. This is somebody that comes in, drives a digger, and has a kind of a knuckly kind of thing on the front that really shapes the greens and shapes it how you kind of want it, isn't it?
Yeah, so the greens are based on the main course. So the first green is based on the 12th.
Yeah.
The second is on the 16th.
Yeah.
The third is on 17. 4 is on 8. And the finishing hole is based on the second.
Right.
So they're very, very quirky, very unique. But if you were to take a picture of the double green, which is an 8 and 16, it's a miniature version to the inch. It really is good.
Yeah. And how long from start to finish did it take you to get it going to now we've got it open?
So we opened a month ago. We started in the first week in August.
Okay.
But the course was actually built within a month, and we started. And then Profusion brought the rest of the team in to start on the main golf course for
all the other stuff that we're going to go into as we carry on and play. Yeah, fantastic. Looks amazing. Cannot wait to get out there.
Love it.
Tim, Director of Golf. Now, we've just had the opportunity to play that wonderful par 3 course that you developed there. I mean, you must be extremely proud of it.
We are. It's lots of fun. I think the biggest testament is everyone who comes off the course has got a big smile on their face.
Yeah.
At different levels as well. It's a nice challenge for better players to sharpen up their short game, but for new golfers, and it's a big thing for us. The golf course here is a challenging golf course, but to open the game to a wider audience is one of the main reasons, main driver. It's also our shop window. As you drive past on the A272, it's the first thing you see. So we really want it to stand out and be attractive for people driving past. So we're really proud of it. We hope it'll stand up throughout the year as well.
Yeah.
And the great British weather. But so far, so good.
Obviously, I get to travel and see lots of places. I'm always kind of sniffing out par 3 courses. It always seems like wherever I go, I'm always trying to find one, because I think for development of the game, you're a PGA professional yourself, development of the game, helping people get into the game and learn the game, there's no better place in my mind than a short course to get you kind of going.
It's absolutely true. Obviously, you're right. The big thing also for us is time.
Yeah.
As we all know, time is a real pain in the game of golf.
Yeah.
It takes about half an hour, 25 minutes to get round there. So those who are short of time, maybe finishing work, they've only got that pocket of time before they get back to their families or other commitments. It's great they get their golfing bug, their golfing fix. So yeah, it was hopefully working in different ways.
Yeah, and that behind you, that view, I mean, does it get much better than that as a backdrop for a golf course?
No, we're so lucky, honestly, and it gets better as well. The more up you get onto the 5th tee in particular, the 12th tee, you've got panoramic views of the South Downs. It's stunning. We're so fortunate to be here. So I hope you enjoy your day on the main course today.
So what am I actually doing here at Cowdray? Well, I've been invited up. I do a lot of work with a company called Azalea, who are like a management company. They've sent me to Verdura, they've done other things with me, which has been great. And this is one of their golf courses that they're kind of, I suppose, looking after. And Cowdray have made some amazing changes to their golf course when it comes to aesthetics. So they've invested an awful lot of money, which has come from the kind of estate across the road, which has got the polo club, and it's got, well, they've got lots of events that go on throughout the year, and they kind of felt that the golf course wasn't up to the standard of what everything else was around the area. And they've got award-winning farm shops, they've got award-winning polo centres, they've got everything that they need here really, but their golf course wasn't, let's say, ticking the box for a number of things. And aesthetics, I always think, I've talked about it so many times, I think it's one of the most important factors when it comes to golf courses. If people are having a tough day, just give them something that's enjoyable as they kind of go around as well. But things like bunkers, I think, make a massive difference, and they've done some work here, and we will catch up with John about that as we kind of work our way around. But they've also worked on their paths, because again, aesthetically, if the paths are a bit hit and miss, or there's a mixture of different types of paths around the golf course, it can kind of look a little bit poor, doesn't it? Well, they've gone for like this recycled rubber that they've got on their paths, and kind of a resin, and it's warranted for a long time, but ultimately it looks absolutely fantastic. It's very much in keeping with the area of the golf course that it's set in. And for me, I think Cowdray kind of gives me the feel of a Bovey Castle down in Devon, which I've filmed a number of times. It's kind of that estate type golf course that meanders its way through a very old woodland, which is what we've got here. And I stayed here last night in the lodge. Now the lodges have got probably 7 or 8 rooms, so they can hold nicely for kind of like a 4-ball or 2 4-balls, so 8 of you coming up to stay. You might have to share one of the rooms, but I think facility wise, got everything here on site. And I think the changes that they've made, especially with these paths and bunkers, looks absolutely fantastic, and definitely worth popping it on your list to come and play. Oh, had a look, didn't it? Yeah. Just getting a bit of an insight from John as to what is going on with these bunkers, because it's like a black liner. Is that what they call that, blinder?
It's a bunker liner.
Yeah.
So it's the particles are 2s and 6s, which is the same consistency as a USGA green.
Okay.
So you'll get a gravitational drainage from a heavy rainfall, but there's a perch table in there, so the sand always stays a little bit damp, and the great thing about that is it won't get wind blown out, and the consistency of the golfer, the shot remains the same every time. Yeah. So real clever design.
It is a clever design. I've never heard of it sort of talked about like that really, where it stays damp to keep it in there. And does it historically, John, would this have got contaminated, this bunker, let's say?
Exactly. So the China clay sand that we use remains white. Doesn't mix in with the local sand, because we're on green sand here.
Yeah.
so the bunkers will, by them being topped up, you won't get weed invasion from underneath, and you can always, as a greenkeeper, you can always probe that 75mm depth, and then because your screwdriver will hit the bunker liner, so you know when it needs to topping up or when it doesn't need topping up, or needs moving around with the rakes.
And how do the members take it? Because that's one of the biggest complaints in golf, is it not?
I think so, yeah. I think the smooth faced raking, so if the ball pitches on the smooth face, so the flat face raking, if the golf ball pitches there, it will roll down into the flat.
Yeah.
So you constantly get a constant golf shot from the players.
Again, never really, I mean, I kind of knew that was the case, but I never really had it explained to me quite like that. So, oh, well, you got a lot of happy members then. 700 happy members.
700 and 160 waiting to get in.
Right, let's take those knees out of play, yeah?
Yeah.
He has a little tendency to drop his knees, he gets a bit yippy, so he's got to try and keep the flex, take the flex out. They went a little bit, didn't they? But better strike. Well, welcome to the Sunday morning show again. This is like your second appearance on the Sunday morning show, and you've had an appearance in Vidura. For those of you who will remember, Max was made his debut over in Vidura on the channel and gave me a good walloping, didn't you?
Luke and I performed that day, didn't we?
Where did that come from? Because the trip, there was no performing on the trip, was there? Apart from that one round when
we needed to most.
You needed to most.
Yeah, we pulled out the bag, and I don't really think I've found my game since, to be honest.
I've seen some good shots today from you. How you doing anyway? Nice to see you.
Yeah, very well, thanks. Very well. Yeah.
Busy with hole 19.
Busy with hole 19. Yes. Yeah. Still very much growing. You know, having a successful time, especially obviously on the back of COVID. Still in some good growth.
Yeah.
It's just nice to be out in the UK. Yeah. And the sun's out and playing some golf.
Hole 19 is the GPS stuff, isn't
it? Community of golfers, 4.5 million around the world.
Yeah.
Offer obviously yardages and distances when you're on the course, plays like distances now. Premium subscription is there if you want it, unlocks a couple more features. However, we also offer a free version, both on Android and iOS, and fully capable with watches as well, smartwear.
What's a sales pitch that was? That was phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's like
you've
done that before.
A few times, Dan.
Just so everyone knows, Max also helps me. Ever since we went to Vidura, Max helps me kind of look at opportunities, commercial opportunities, work with brands, things like that. So Sun Mountain, things like that we got involved with.
Yeah,
it's all Max. He's heading all that up. And when you're seeing sales pitches like you've just seen there, I mean,
who doesn't want to work with us, Dan?
I'm expecting a big year in 2025.
Absolutely, that's what we're here for, right? Yeah, lots of good stuff coming, hopefully.
Yeah.
A few bits in the pipeline, obviously here at Cowdray Park.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it?
Beautiful. First time down here, but yeah, very good.
Just working our way up to the halfway hut, which I believe we're going to stop and grab a little bite to eat. Just want to talk about the Open Championship and my experience of the Open Championship this past week. Myself and Lester went up to Royal Troon for an exciting opportunity. We did a little bit of filming with Mizuno on the tour truck for Foremost. That video, it was all about JPX iron, which hasn't been released yet, so that will be coming out in the Foremost site at some point. We also went on the tour truck for Hendriksen, did a little bit of a giveaway for that. Hopefully you had a chance to look at my Instagram and see the giveaway amazing tour bag, which was cool. And then from an experience point of view of actually viewing the golf course, you got to remember I didn't really get out and view at St Andrews. I didn't really get out and view a great deal at Royal Liverpool because we were doing so much with FootJoy with their campsite. We didn't have that this year. But I felt like Royal Troon, and again, I don't know what it kind of felt like from a TV point of view from your guys. I think from a TV side, when I watched it the last couple of days, it was great. But from a viewing point of view when you were there, I think unless you got in the stands, I don't think it was particularly good. And the reason I say that is it's quite nice to be able to get up on the tee boxes with a lot of these golfers. And the tees at Royal Troon are kind of popped up a little bit. So the ropes are down the bottom and they're like popped up on like these little hills, so you couldn't get up to, let's say, the boards around where the players were hitting, which was a real shame, because I actually think that's kind of part of the experience of any paying consumer, and we were paying to go and get our tickets and go and watch. And I think that sensation of watching them tee off those big drives and hearing that noise batter around the boards, and it just sounds and feels so good to experience that. You didn't have that at Royal Troon. It was a real shame. Also, there was a lot of people there. Like, I know it's a spectator sport and it creates the crowds, and it's an amazing experience for so many people, and the players, ultimately the players love it when the crowds are big. It was just so many people, and if you were trying to follow a group around that golf course, there was no way I think you could have followed for 18 holes, watching every shot for the player that you're following. I don't think you could have done it. I think it was just too busy. I think there was a 2-hour waiting time to get into this postage stamp stand. Myself and Lester got in there really early and were able to see some amazing players come through, and what a place to go and do it, because the postage stamp was such a hard hole for those players. You could see them, they were zoned in so much. You know, it's that kind of thought, isn't it, that because it's such a small shot and such a small club in your hand, you should hit target, but the target is tiny, really, really tiny. Unique hole, fantastic hole. So that was kind of my experience of Troon. Maybe a little bit disappointed from a paying customer going to watch it and see it. I think probably from a visuals point of view, so much better from TV. So I feel like double greens are a bit of a feature here. We've seen them obviously on the short course.
Yeah.
And here we are again, a massive double green. I'll pop a bit of drone footage up because I've got a couple of bits of drone footage I got for it. But
So this is really William Swan's influence.
Is it?
It used to be. There's a print in the clubhouse from 1932.
Okay.
Showing that it was a double green.
Yeah.
We've got the 8th and 16th, which have remained a double green all the time I've been here, and right back to the start of the club.
And that's the replica on the short course, isn't it, of that one?
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. So this was split into two, and when Will first suggested it, it took less than a year to get it back down to the green standard.
Okay. And the slopes there's quite a bit of rolling and sloping in there.
But they're very consistent with the 14th green.
Yeah.
If you look at how they ripple down.
Yeah.
So for sure, I mean, the 1932 print shows it as the double, and yeah, it's been well received by the members, and I think it's just another quirky part of Cowdrey, which gives us our, you know, that little difference when visitors and players play it. So
if it was there in 1932, why would they have taken it out? Cost, maintenance,
yeah, time, all that sort of stuff. The
yeah.
equipment would have been, you know,
not as good.
So
yeah,
probably that. Yeah, I would think so.
And now there's not a concern for that. It's more like it's all about aesthetics. It's making it look good, and
yeah,
and the feel-good factor.
They call this the heart of the golf course.
Yeah, because we've got the wonderful halfway hut, which we're about to go and get involved with.
Yeah.
Just I suppose adds to that flavour of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you get lots of golfers crossing over each other and socialising and talking and stopping for a beverage or some food out there. So it's quite a special part of the golf course.
Nice. My fourth playing partner for today. From, look at that, Golf Magic. So some of you will know Golf Magic, and some of you will have also seen Johnny on some of the videos on Golf Magic. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Alex Lodge. Yeah, we do all the equipment reviews on YouTube.
Well, talking about equipment, because I'm out here testing out the new GT range from Titleist. Where do you feel like the equipment world is right now? Do you feel like we're going around in circles? Do you feel like there's really people moving the needle in the industry, or what's your opinion on it?
It's a good question. I mean, because obviously the speed off the face has been limited for quite some time.
Yeah.
I feel like the emphasis has kind of gone to forgiveness.
Yes.
Like we've seen the introduction of 10k MOI.
Yeah.
Like sweeter from every spot with Callaway.
Yeah.
So I think it's more kind of like small increments of change than necessarily something that's going to blow everything out of the park. Yeah. I would say. And then obviously we've got the bull rollback coming soon, so that's going to be interesting.
That will be interesting
to see how brands market a bull that doesn't go very far.
You also come to resorts like this or facilities like this, and you kind of review them as well, don't you, with Golf Magic?
Yeah, we do quite a bit of travel in the UK, and then I've been fortunate enough to go abroad and do some stuff out there. Yeah. I was in Greece last week at Costa Navarino, which was incredible. 4 courses out there, 4 hotels now.
Yeah.
So that is, I'd put that kind of right at the top of resorts in Europe. Yeah, 100%.
And what's your take on Cowdray?
I think it's fantastic. I mean, I've never played here before. No. But obviously they've done a lot of work with the bunkers, which is really kind of, they look fantastic, lovely to play out of. Yeah. And I've not had my best golf today, admittedly. Well, but it's been a fantastic day. We've got it in great condition. Fairways are running well, and the tee boxes are all lovely, and obviously the par 3 course is an excellent addition.
Yeah, so, absolutely it is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been very impressed.
Well, there you go. There is my Sunday morning show for this week. What do you think of my new hat, by the way? I've just won it from playing that par 3 competition. Finished level par, bogeyed the last, which was a little bit disappointing. Finished second, or tied second, or something like that. Anyway, I won this lovely hat, so you'll see this hat in the future videos. The 1904 is basically when this golf course was first established. What a fantastic place we've got here at Cowdray Golf Club, and that estate behind us just looks absolutely stunning. This week on the channel we've had the Crowborough Beacon semi-finals, which I hope you've enjoyed. It's actually not far from here, about an hour's drive into East Sussex, and I hope you've enjoyed that match between myself and Jordan and Paul and Dog. If you haven't, make sure you go and check that video out. There will be the final coming up in the next couple of weeks. I have no idea what is coming out on the channel next week. Maybe Shooters Hill, maybe Portmarnock. Not 100% sure. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all again. I will see you all again on the next video, but the Cowdray information will be down in the description. Thanks for watching.